Radio exchanges stole the spotlight at a fiery Miami Grand Prix for Ferrari, and by the sound of things, Lewis Hamilton has had it with his race engineer. After being swapped ahead of Charles Leclerc and then switching back, Hamilton and Riccardo Adami found themselves in a series of tense conversations. Let's hear all about it in today's video. Ferrari's weekend in Miami was a tough one. Despite a P3 finish in the sprint for Hamilton, thanks to a savvy, slick tyre call, the Scuderia struggled with pace compared to their rivals at McLaren, Red Bull and Mercedes. Leclerc finished in P7, with Hamilton just behind in P8. But the drama didn't stop there. The frustrations started early for Hamilton, thanks to Adami's choice of timing when delivering important messages over the radio, setting the stage for a turbulent race. "Stop talking to me while I'm freaking in battle, man. In the braking zone, you're talking to me," Hamilton vented. Hamilton kicked off the race on hard tyres, then switched to mediums during his lone pit stop. As he began closing in on Leclerc, still on his hards, the stage was set for team orders to come into play. The tension was mounting, and it was only a matter of time before the controversial decision would be made. Talking about their situation, the exchange between Hamilton and Adami went as follows. Hamilton: "How far are people ahead of Charles?" "I'm just burning up my tyres behind him." Adami: "Understood. Antonelli is 6 seconds ahead of Charles." Hamilton: "So you want me to just sit here behind Leclerc the whole race?" Adami: "I'll come back to you." Ferrari's decision didn't sit well with Hamilton, as they instructed him to hold his position and take advantage of Leclerc's DRS. Clearly, it wasn't the call the seven-time champion was hoping for, and his anger was evident in what he had to say next. Adami: "Want to keep DRS to Charles. Go ahead like this." Hamilton: You guys are... This is not good teamwork. That's all I'm going to say." Next, Hamilton brought up the Chinese Grand Prix, round 2 of the 2025 F1 season, where he had given way to Leclerc. That little reference seemed to do the trick, as Ferrari then ordered the swap. But, despite getting what he wanted, it didn't exactly brighten Hamilton's mood. Hamilton: "In China, I got out of the way when you were on a different strategy." Adami: "We swap the cars, we swap..." Hamilton: Have a tea break while you're at it. Come on." Once Leclerc finally let Hamilton through into P7, the next target, Antonelli in the Mercedes, was nearly 5 seconds up the road. The gap was sizable, making Hamilton's charge for a higher position that much more challenging. Antonelli 4.9 ahead. Well, now I've used all my tyres. Am I catching or not? Need a 30.7 to catch in 6 to 7 laps. Let me know where I'm losing. Yep, Antonelli 31.7 last lap. Hamilton kept closing the gap, but crucially, Leclerc wasn't falling back. He was right on Hamilton's tail as Antonelli in the Mercedes came into sight. As the situation went on, Leclerc's frustration grew, and Ferrari, sensing the tension, decided to reverse the swap and put things back in order. Gap ahead? 2.8, tight. We're going to swap the cars in T17. So you don't think I can catch up or what? Yes. The problem was that Ferrari told Leclerc about the plan before they even got around to informing Hamilton, and they did so too late. As a result, it wasn't until the following lap that Hamilton followed the order. Meanwhile, Leclerc pressed on, while Hamilton found himself under pressure from none other than Carlos Sainz, the driver he'd replaced at Ferrari, who was now piloting a surprisingly competitive Williams in Miami. That, of course, prompted one last message from Hamilton, adding a final touch of sass to an already tense situation. Adami: "Sainz 1.4 behind." Hamilton: "You want me to let him past as well?" After the race, Lewis Hamilton made it clear that he wouldn't be apologizing for his intense competitiveness following his tense exchanges and visible frustration with his Ferrari team. For him, it wasn't about being difficult. It was simply a sign that he's as motivated as ever to perform on track. "I was like, come on guys, I want to win. I've still got my fire in my belly," he said. "I'm not going to apologize for being a fighter. I'm not going to apologize for still wanting it. I know everyone in the team does too." However, Hamilton downplayed the importance of the heated exchanges. revealing that he and team principal Fred Vasseur had a conversation almost immediately after the race. He made sure to clear the air, ensuring there were no hard feelings between them. Fred came to my room. I just put my hand on his shoulder and was like, "Dude, calm down, don't be so sensitive," he said. I could have said way worse things on the radio. You hear some of the things others have said in the past. Some of it was sarcasm. Look, you've got to understand we're under a huge amount of pressure within the car. You're never going to get the most peaceful messages coming through in the heat of the battle. It wasn't even anger. It wasn't effing and blinding and anything like that. It's like, make a decision. You're sitting there on the chair, you've got the stuff in front of you, make the decision, quick. That's how I was me. We're in a panic, we're trying to keep the car on the track, we're computing things fast. Vasseur stood by the team's decisions, expressing that he was satisfied with how everything had been handled. He also made it clear that he understood Hamilton's perspective, acknowledging the frustration that came with the competitive nature of the race. He also confirmed the team's policy. If they swap driver positions to give one driver a shot at attacking a car ahead, but no advantage is gained and no position is made, they'll revert to the original order, just like they did in Miami. It's all about making sure the strategy works, or else going back to plan A. I had a discussion with Lewis and I can perfectly understand the frustration, he said. They are champions. They want to win races. It's not easy. It's never easy. And I didn't see another team to do it today. That's why we took the responsibility to do it. We are racing for Ferrari first, and honestly, I think as a team, we did a good job. Even the sprint wasn't without its share of drama between Hamilton and Adami. Saturday's 19-lap dash in Miami got off to a soggy, chaotic start as heavy rain poured over the autodrome. Hamilton lined up in 7th, with a surprise vacancy in P6 after Leclerc crashed on the way to the grid. As the track began to dry, drivers were faced with a high-stakes gamble. Pit for slick tyres or stick it out. Only the top 8 would take home points. Running in 6th, Hamilton decided to roll the dice on lap 12, becoming one of the first to pit. But he added his own twist, opting for soft tyres instead of the mediums originally called for by Riccardo Adami. Hamilton overruled the plan, showing once again he wasn't afraid to take matters into his own hands. It's too late to go for dries, right? Yeah. I mean, I've got no grip out here, mate, so the time would be now. Only 16 is wet. Okay, box for medium. No, soft, mate, soft. Box, soft, copy soft. Hamilton emerged from the pits in 9th place, but it didn't take long for him to start making moves. As others who'd pitted for slick struggled, Hamilton capitalized on the opportunity, even pulling off a stunning overtake on Max Verstappen, who had opted for the medium tyres. By the time the dust settled, Hamilton crossed the line in 3rd, securing only his second top 3 finish as a Ferrari driver. And both of those have come in sprint events, a solid result that proved his ability to deliver under pressure. So, what does the Miami Grand Prix tell you about how Lewis Hamilton is fitting in at Ferrari? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on the latest from Formula One. Thanks for watching.